Oh, there we go. Good. Ah, good. And it's functioning. Good. Yeah, I guess we're just gonna jump into it. Hello, everyone. Wait, did I just put... Nope, gotta put part 2. Hello, all you happy people that aren't here just yet, but I'm sure you're gonna start filtering in. Ugh, excuse me. That is way too small. That's way too big. I gotta make little notes about what size pen I've used. It's not like I can't just do it. Like I could just say, 0.7. There we go. Oh my, 2 people already. Ah, noob. Good old noob. How you doing? Brother. Never played GTA V. Nope. Why is that like that? Hold on. There we go. Actually, that's not bad. That way I can still see kind of behind the screen. Interesting. Oh well. More layouts. I wish pure reference could be... I could capture that on this, but I can't. Because it is such a wonderful time saver. It's basically just like a giant folder of references. Anyway, let's get back to work. Life goes okay. Just kind of starting out and trying to do these once a day in order to get the commissions out. And I think it's better when I do it with the stream because it creates new content. I get to talk more, which, just helps me loosen up, and also just, when I hit that start button, I know I'm going to at least sit here for at least an hour. Unless something comes up. But, it only takes a little while. I mean, some commissions are more complex than others, but... like 3 hours is pretty much the point. And if you can just do a chunk of that at a time, then it kind of helps. It's a mental thing. Played a little bit more Overwatch this morning. Not too long, just maybe like a half an hour just to loosen up. Played as Ana again in the 3 versus 3. I'm kind of getting to really like her in that mode because she's the kind of cure-all. Not a lot of damage, but she can prevent people from healing themselves, which is great against like soldiers and roadhogs and zenyatas and whatnot. And she can heal herself. She can heal your whole team if they all gather around you. And others. You heal others, which is from far away, which is good. Oh, there was this one guy today. I had this roadhog and I put it to sleep. And I was sitting there and I was waiting for my Was waiting for my jar to fill up back, the one that prevents it from healing. And I was just waiting for it to, and then I don't know who shot it from far away. I think it was a soldier. But he shoots it from so far away and then stops shooting. And now the Roadhog is popped awake again. And I can't... I'm not ready for it. So that was fun. You had a song stuck in your head? And what song would that be? Oh, by the way, whoever gave me $5 the other day, thank you. I got the little fund thing on the side. Or I set up the fan funding like about a year ago, and I've never gotten a tip. I think it might have been from when I was playing, live streaming. But, if anyone's out there who did that, thank you. Sheesh. I don't know about channels that do that. I mean, sounds interesting, but I don't think I'm anywhere near as engaging. Also, the only games I like to play are Hearthstone, which I don't think I'm gonna play tonight because I was bad and I didn't do the quest today. I did it yesterday, and I got it done like in 5 minutes. Not 5 minutes, about maybe like 10. Well, actually, it was pretty short because I just used the broken-ass Paladin deck in that broken-ass Tavern Brawl. And, had this chain of 3-turn wins with a wild boar just doubling its attack after, a string of Blessings of the Mighty or Blessings of Might, or whatever it's called, and Blessings of the King, and whatever that one mana card is that gives your minion +3 attack. Okay, what is this song that you got stuck in your head? Oh, crap. Okay. Oh. Bioman. 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 Not Bio, man. Like Bio. I'm still streaming, right? That took me to a completely different page. I can't be offline. No, it still says I'm transferring. My stream's still working. Huh. Anyway. Now everything's loading up. All the old comments are loading up again. Hey, sup, Danny J? What's going down? Is that a new icon? Hello, Paul Sport. How you doing? Let's see now. We got to... I guess you can... Now don't know whether I want or not. I want to use this different kind of. It's like a super soft shading, texturalized coloring style. I don't know if I want to try it or not. You ever see an artist who's just like, ooh, I gotta try that? Oh, that's good. Hello, Night Productions. What's going down? Yeah, new job. Good for you. Yeah, it looks good. Candy Kong. I've never drawn her before. Or one of her many iterations. Ah, cool. Yeah, people have been telling me. And I guess some of them want me on the podcast, which, yeah. If Pan wants me on, I'll go on. Oh. You're not a mod? Oh, that's right. You're not a mod. Sheesh. There you go. So you go print lithographs. I forget. I used to take print class. What does that involve again? Is that like where you rub the, is that where you, God, is that where you have the metal plate and you have to roll ink on it and then print it in a press? Or is that something else? Oh, everything just kind of crapped out. There we go. Okay, noob. See ya in a bit. There we go. I was right. Yeah. That was we shared the same time and space in class with an advanced class. I was taking experimental print, which was just kind of like a little short guide. The teacher basically let us do, he gave us an overview of printing and everything, and let us do what we wanted. After we did the basics, it was kind of like, it was this weird course where it was kind of a crash course because it was an elective. But anyway, it was like a crash course in printing where we did our, just a short little history. We worked on wood, and we worked on linoleum, and we worked on, but we didn't work on metal. That was for the advanced class. But we shared the same space with them and the same time, and we got to be, the same friends. We had the same class basically. Only we would carve away at linoleum and and they would etch away on metal. So it was fun. And I remember shooting the breeze with a bunch of people, and that's what they did. But anyway, so yeah, that was fun. That bicep is a lot bigger than that one, and I kind of like the arching of that one. But let me just. go. Yeah. I went to ASU and got kind of screwed over by my counselor. Basically, when I first went there and applied, and they said, "Oh yeah, we've got a great animation program." Later found out we had a terrible animation program, and the counselor that told me that had just retired. Not retired, but yeah, basically she had 1 year, and by the time they actually caught it and they were ready to tell me, "Oh yeah, we don't have really that good of a program here," she was already retired, and it was like, what are they going to do? Fire her? Dock her pay? So anyway, I took a lot of electives to fill in the blanks of things. And, which actually was a blessing in disguise, because one, I wouldn't be ready anyway to do what I wanted to do, and two, I managed to get a whole bunch of other different classes that were like way more good training. Well, they ended up giving me some free credits, and and yeah, giving me credit for classes and some free classes and stuff. But anyway, I ended up like taking not entry ceramics, just a lot of elective classes that aren't the beginning of things, but they're like huge kind of crash courses, like wood, like just plain wood shop. And it was like, okay, what do we do here? Well, we just work with wood. We're gonna give you, you're gonna carve something, and then you'll have one big project at the end. And I made like a little toy robot that was featured in the museum, and went on tour with a toy collection, because my teacher really, really loved it. She said, "Oh my gosh, this is great." And then there was a crash course with ceramics, which was just, we're going to make a cup, make all sorts of weird things. You'll have to make a china set, which I did, and I made like a little glasses with little tiny robots pushing them. They were like dumpsters or something. Not dumpsters, but containers, like metal bins. I made it look like metal by folding the clay around in a sheet, and then making that into the cup, and then adding a little rivets. And then there was printmaking, which taught me to think in layers, So basically, I took all these extra classes. I was like, oh my god, I'm not going to be able to keep up. But in the end, it was like, oh, well, that gave me all the experience I needed to work with form and layers and functionality. Way better than learning how to bounce a ball in Maya, which I eventually learned on my own, over the course of, just educating myself with Blender and such. And if I had taken those classes, it probably would have been like, okay, well, you're going to get like one course of illustration, and then you're going to learn how to work on rendering a tiger for Life of Pi, and then you won't have another job for 6 months, because that's the way studios work. They just farm out the job, a million jobs to a bunch of animators, and then don't keep you around anymore. Well, CGI is going good. I don't work in it. I use it to make models and like little simple models for like buildings or objects. I've told you, well, I've not told you, but I've told people before that I used it to make a I made the bicycle for this one commission I needed. Then I made a giant robot of Destructo. I modeled it for like one gag in a video that I had. And Destructo was apparently, a character that appeared in Linkara comics and everything. No, I didn't make a robot. It was a little robot out of clay. It was like squares and things like that. It was neat. But anyway, it's the educate. I had this really strong Harry Potter syndrome when it came to my education, because it turns out that the classes and the teachers I thought were going to be super cool were always just huge pains in the asses, and the teachers I thought were going to be horrible, like like super strict abusive monsters, just turned out to be like the absolute best, because they just knew how to talk to you, knew how to motivate you, knew how to let you experiment. It's always the people that kind of let you hear what you want to hear that kind of got something. There's something funny about them. It's like, because I would get all these grad student teachers, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, this is pretty simple stuff. We're gonna just go into it," and it was some of it was pretty tedious, and some of it was like really hard to grasp. Like I had an English teacher who, like, I think I told you this one time before, but the head of the department threw out the final test because she was like, you covered all this stuff, but you never told anyone to actually focus on it. You just read the stories and then never gave any actual instructions about what is important. You gave a list of everything that was important, but you didn't. I don't know. It was just like a super freestyle class, and she just goofed it up. Meanwhile, these other classes that were all electives, I got the heads of the departments. It was great. Hello, Rixie G. Oh, your first stream. Oh, well, that's very good. Mm-hmm. 'Why is this so big? Do I have that on 5? I could just do it on that. Yeah, that's much better. What was that all about? Anywho. Eight years since the Gene Melnitz episode? Wow. Yeah. I spent like a good 3 months about that. Let's see. I caught only the part of what you were talking about, CR. So did you take classes only in digital art or traditional? No, I took traditional art because that was the baseline for the course. And then when I was supposed to be getting into animation, I found out that the counselor snookered me and basically said, "Oh no, we don't really have that good of a." It wasn't great, and it was limited as hell. There was like only so many people could get in. So you just. In fact, I remember I tried to get into a couple classes once, and the counselor basically all said, "Well, the new counselor I had is like, you just got to go up to the teacher." And just ask, hey, can I get into this class? And you sign a waiver and say that I can be part of it, and I won't, It was such Mickey Mouse, and I remember waiting with like about 7 other people, waiting for just the class to begin. And the first thing out of all the teachers' mouths were like, no, the class is full. So anyone who's actually sticking around for that, just get lost. So, yeah. But anyway, then I had to take a bunch of electives to kill time, and those turned out to be some of the best classes I've ever taken. Because I learned so much about the actual art, and the process, and function, and form. And this knuckle is way too high. Is Bionicle still a thing? No. Yeah, I think Bionicle's still a thing. Actually, now I think they're on like nights or something. But I did hear that they're making a Ninjago movie now that the Batman movie is so popular. And I have a Bionicle card game somewhere. Although I don't have the core set, so I gotta look into that. I just have a bunch of booster packs I bought from the dollar store. Oh, hello, Lizbeth. Let's see what you got here. You wrote a wall of text. When I was talking to counselors, and they said it was cutting edge, and then I required to do a lot of internship that would help. Yeah. Oh. Who's my favorite superhero? Well, I either like... Let's see, I got like a top 5. I would either have to say, in no given order, Ghost Rider, just because I like his design. Katie Power from the Power Pack, just because I think that's kind of awesome. She's basically can convert matter into energy, which is like actually makes her super, super powerful. But she's like an 8-year-old girl, so she doesn't quite grasp. Well, actually, I've said this before. She's been depicted as very intelligent for her age, or completely dumb and a stupid baby, because some of the writers are just bad. Anyway, let me get that. Oh, hold on a second. Okay. Let's see. What else? What other superheroes do I like? I like Batman. And not, like, ironically. But I only really like Batman when he's animated form. I don't exactly like him in, like, the comics or stuff like that. Like I said a couple weeks ago, I was on this huge Beware the Batman kick. Which was actually surprisingly good. I mean, I missed out on that series, but because I don't know what happened. You know, if you miss out on like one season of TV, then you kind of miss out on a lot. But for some reason, I just didn't catch the crux of that when it started getting really good. No, Superman's fine. We are talking about, I guess, favorite superheroes now. And again, Superman. I really loved Superman the Animated Series. At the time when Superman the Animated Series came out, I enjoyed it more than Batman the Animated Series. Just because... I think that series was... I was maybe a little too young at the time to fully appreciate that series. So when it was, when people say it was really, really good, I kind of missed out. But I don't know. I think the first season was a bit rocky going back. The second season, I think it got really, really nice. Really hit its stride. And then you got the the Red Sky series, which was, I don't know. I think they experimented a lot during that season. Came up with a lot of great ideas. But anyway, getting back to Superman, yeah, I really enjoyed that series because it was like lighter and fun and more colorful. And you had they actually used Superman to an effective means. It reminded me of the old Flesher cartoons when, they didn't have to have all these bigger than life. It was Superman sometimes dealing with a little bit more domestic problems. And because of that, Superman was a bit more interesting. Like the Toyman episode. You don't have Toyman going after, trying to take over the city. You got Toyman trying to settle the score against someone he thought had wronged him. So in that case, you don't have, and you have, you have Superman fighting against giant robots and beating the crap out of them. But there's not really there's no need to test Superman's strength because Superman is not even the goal. Defeating Superman's not the goal. Superman steps in and then it becomes about beating him. But that's not the interesting part of the story. It's almost like, you got to use Superman right. If you make a story where he's just invincible and no one can beat him, then fine. If you make a story where he has to deal or intervene with a smaller story, then that's really interesting. What other Superman stories do I like? I think I always found interesting ways to make it look, have actual opponents. Sorry, eating a banana. Like you had Titano, the super chimp, who basically just grew and was able to fight Superman. You had Parasite, which was a great enemy. Not only had Superman's powers, but could read his mind. I like that parasite more than I like the leech man parasite design that they got. You know, oh, and of course the main man, Lobo. But even then, I would have to say I like the animated series version of Lobo more than I like the comic book version. Because even then, that Lobo is like kind of super mellow. Sometimes I'll always remember the part where he's just trying to get Superman's attention, and he doesn't start trouble. He doesn't go through and just start blowing things up. He just says, he goes to the cops. He says, I need to get a hold of Superman, and the cops like, we don't get a hold of him. He just kind of shows up when there's trouble. And then that's when he starts starts his mayhem. But more than that, he's just kind of like bored. He shoots a fly, and he's like, ooh, a fly, and then tries to shoot it. And even when Superman shows up, he's just like really cordial. He says like, oh man, I thought you'd never show up. And then punches him in the face. God, I wish he was part of the Justice League. Remember when Superman died in the Justice League cartoon? Well, not died, but, And Lobo showed up and he's all like, hey, you're going to need somebody. But anyway, and also that new series, Justice League Adventures, seems to be fine. I mean, it's just like, it reminds me of, like, they had something like DC Kids comics or something, where they, it was the imprint where they had Looney Tunes and Cartoon Network cartoon, the animated, comic book adventures of that. And then they would have lighter incarnations of those superheroes. That's what it reminds me of. It's like, hey, this doesn't have to be this huge grimdark adventure. This is just like a little quick story about Superman and Batman teaming up to, I don't know, stop the Riddler and Poison Ivy from doing something. Which is kind of what... I love the Mr. Mixer. I love that guy. I got a banana still in my teeth. Mix bit. Wait, no, I forget. Oh well, whatever. And it was wonderful casting Gilbert Godfrey as that guy, because that every time everyone does a voice of him, like I watch the old Super Friends cartoon, and then they always do him like this, like a little short pick-me voice, and like, hey, And with Gilbert Godfrey, you got all that volume that just naturally comes out of a smaller person, and it's like, oh, that makes total sense. McGurk! Where are you, McGurk? Hey, you are, McGurk. And that's, God, that was, who was that? Who voiced the Thinker? That one episode. It was Frank Welker. Just Frank Welker out of nowhere, just doing a weird, wacky voice. I can remember Kiltipsy Zim, but I can't remember Mrs. Spitlick. And this foot is... I'm kind of screwing up on it. Okay, I see what I'm doing. This needs to be a little longer. I want to do an episode. I got a videotape recently, and I looked up on YouTube a cartoon called Foofer. And it's like the most super generic Hanna-Barbera cartoon ever. It's just about a big blue dog, and he runs around with this dog, group. They live in a house that this old woman's trying to sell, and they have to hide from the old woman. Just like, really just kind of like bare bones cartoon, but Frank Welker plays Foofer, and it's wonderful to hear Frank Welker in a speaking role outside of the 90s, because he doesn't do that anymore, because they just get him to do animal voices on movies now, or he does Fred. And it's like, oh yeah, Frank Welker actually could freaking act. Like he's the butterfly in The Last Unicorn, who gives just this beautiful soliloquy. He speaks nonsense, and then there's this bizarre window of just a beautiful understanding, and kind of sets the unicorn on its path. And it's like, oh God, I always remember that. And it's like, oh yeah, Frank Welker could actually do things. Aside from animal voices. Don't feel bad for Frank. Frank, he decided not to. He golfs and flies in his airplane and gets huge paychecks from movie studios for doing all the animal voices. So I'll be right back. So anyway, that's just my point. It's just like, oh God, I sat and watched all the series I could get a hold of, because it was like, oh wow, Frank Welker. Nice hearing his voice again in something. This is not looking too bad. I always get nervous when I try to do something different. This is looking fine. I mean, it doesn't look too different from what I normally do, but still. Oh, I didn't. Well, I haven't watched Land Before Time. Apparently, Frank Welker plays a Sharptooth in there. So, yeah, I mean, I haven't watched. Yeah, sure. Here, let me make you a... You need monitor duties in order to share anything. But yeah, sure, Dan. Sounds awesome. Oh yeah, Frank Welker. I keep forgetting he's Megatron because I'm not really a huge Transformers fan, but I think the only series I really got super into for a while was Transformers the Animated Series because I really like the style. But anyway. Back in the 80s, Frank Welker like really worked. Like he was on everything. That's the thing, is that now you have, you don't have as many studios trying to vie for that kind of stuff. You have built-in things. There was a thing from Maurice LaMarche saying that, now that I'm successful, there are things I wouldn't have done. I wouldn't have done if I had the choice, like Popples. He said, I probably would have skipped Popples. I don't know what voice he played on Popples, but he probably would have just been the dad or something. Or, the adults or something like that. That was a Deke production, and he worked pretty closely with Deke. Oh yeah, Pirates of Dark Waters. I love that show. Again, I caught it on Cartoon Network. Didn't really appreciate it when it was first on. Here, let me take a look at this, Dan. Damn it. Let me get back to you. I don't like this hair. It's way too thick. Okay. Let's dance. Huh. I'm just waiting to get kind of doing that thing where it loads each frame first. I'm just going to let it play, and then I'll come back to it. I think Grandma is home. I may have to help her in real quick. Is that better or worse? Yeah, I guess that's good. Yeah, that looks nice. I like this. Okay, I'm gonna go and... Yeah, that's very nice. I'm gonna close it because it's eating the air. Eating my Wi-Fi. But yeah, very good job. Be right back. Oh, yes. Woo! Yeah, I was in the garage when he called. He rang a couple times. I couldn't get to the phone. Okay, back. YouTube decided to lag out. I don't know what about your YouTube. Yeah, the output is red. Streaming software is rock solid. We've only dropped like 4%. There we go. It's in the green again. There we go. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, this is looking pretty good. Oh, I gotta do this things on her legs. Stripes on her legs. Grandma went out to lunch with the girls and she brought me back a burrito. Or, you know, half the burrito she couldn't finish. Yeah. I'm in here. So what do you think's up with them?
I said they're coming tomorrow.
Okay, what time?
Well, he said he let me know towards evening. I said I'd make a cake, so I need to go up and get some pecans.
Pecans?
I'll make an oatmeal cake.
Okay, very good. We can go up maybe Walmart.
Yeah.
If you want, or you want to wait till it stops raining, or we can head up now. Okay, we're not going now, she says. Okay, well maybe tonight I'll run up. Okay, she's gonna give me the money, and I don't need the money, Grandma. It's just pecans. She can't hear me. I don't need any money. It's just pecans. It's just pecans. I'll just run up and get some.
Yeah, but pecans are high. They don't run cheap.
Well, okay, I guess pecans aren't cheap.
$14 over stand
14.
for a big thing of it.
Well, $14. I guess pecan.
I made so much during the month.
Oh, well, if I'm going to Sam's, I could go and get some water and stuff. Anyway, I'm going to stick around here for at least 20 more minutes, and then I'm going to run up, get out in the rain, and pick some pecans up. I like this bicep. I'm going to go and swap it and put it right here because I just like the shape of it. You get pecans for free? Where? Is that muscle too small now? Yeah, it is a little puny compared to the other one. Sheesh. Yes, I agree. Oh, you have pecan trees? Let's see. CR, what do you think is the most bizarre show from the 80s or 90s? There's a show that a one Joe Lasco showed me. And it was...
I had to go to the bathroom.
Mm-hmm. It was like Laser Academy meets like the space. Like it's like laser. Oh God, yeah, what?
I bought
Yeah,
for myself. It was on sale.
yeah. The little boots.
They're wonderful. They're just like wearing house shoes.
Which ones are those? Show me. Show them to me. You have them in your. Okay, she can't hear me.
So I'm gonna keep them. I'll have to find another.
Do I have any tips on how to get any more subs? I'm fighting for the ones I have, buddy. I don't know. Just, I mean, obviously the cynical choice is to say, well, choose something that's popular and talk about it. But I say do what you want, and then hopefully people will enjoy it and enjoy your sincerity. Yeah, that looks nice. Let's see, is that about right? Is that good? Yeah. Oh, see you, Condor. Be good. Got a little bit of her hair going into her eyelash. That might be a problem later when I'm inking or coloring, but who knows. Does that look wonky? You know what I'm gonna do? Wait, no. I'm going to do this again. Because the whole point is to be symmetrical. Then why the hell not? There we go. very good. Very good indeed. We're probably going to do some flat colors and then I'll call it a day because I got to go run up and get some pecans and stuff like that. Sheesh. That's how my day goes. Yeah, I know human faces aren't symmetrical, but, like... Hold on, she must have talked to me. Anyway. That is looking pretty sharp, if I do say so myself. That should just be color, so I won't have to worry about that. But I will. Anyway. Oh, Butterfinger, thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, it's one of those big two-piece ones. Thank you. Did you have a candy bar?
No, I still got one of my candy bars.
Oh, yeah, I bought her a payday. That's sweet. She got me a big little Butterfinger. Let's see, does this have it? Let's see. They sell you 2 pieces of Butterfinger. And then on the back it says, you know, thoughtful portions, 1 piece equals 230 calories. There's also one thing I like where, and it's if you buy peanut butter Snickers. You know, they got the packs of 2 or they got the packs of 4. And if it's the packs of 4, they got a little icon on the back of their packaging. And it says, you know what you could do is you can eat 2 now, and you can twist the wrapper as a little package to hold the other 2. It's like you know what's gonna happen. You know what this is about. If I'm not sharing this with 2 people, then I'm gonna eat all the candy for myself in one sitting. Joe can contest to that. I mean, is it contest or attest? I think it's attest to that. God, my favorite part about The Simpsons is when they lost their peanut butter Butterfingers sponsorship, and they threw the Butterfingers in the fire. And it's like even the fire doesn't want them. Oh, and Simpsons and Church's Chicken, which I've never... I mean, it's starting to pop up more and more out here, but I never even knew we had Church's Chicken. I never knew Church's the Chicken was a thing. You know, it was all just Kentucky Fried Chicken. But, you know, we're getting them more and more. But I never saw those commercials because I never saw, you know, there was no Church's Chicken out here. And they're just putting in, I'll see you, Tiny Studios. They are just putting in a new kind of chicken branch, and it's called Bush's Chicken. Yeah, like Bush, like B-U-S-H ''S. Like, I was thinking like the Bushes, like the president, but no. I haven't looked it up yet, but I got a hunch it's like some sort of chain from back east that finally got its way out here. Oh, she's got like weird cat eyes. I better do something about that. But has anyone ever heard of Bush's chicken? Because if you have, then that might, you know. Okay, this is looking pretty damn decent. Let's see now. Let me get the color scheme. Do I have the colors? Did I save? Let's see. File. Save. Export. Scene. Yeah, Church's Chicken is actually pretty good. I haven't had Kentucky Fried Chicken in forever because I've just been going to the stores and getting. There's, you know, Safeway's chicken's really good. And then I ate Church's Chicken one time with my uncle, and it was actually really nice. But it was in Sun City, and for some reason, Sun City food. When let's see, let's see, Lady H. References. Some reason, because they're all catered to the old people, and the old people are all persnickety. So you got to make your food taste really, really good when you go out to Sun City, or else people will shun you. So I just went out there, and like that chicken tasted really good, and the Arby's tasted fantastic. Well, it tastes fantastic would be a little bit of a overstatement. I mean, it tasted better than regular Arby's. Let's see, these are all the line art. That probably won't help. And we're just going to do some flat colors, and well, maybe I could stick around for another hour. Let's see. Color difference. No. No. Yeah, that's better. I like that. Someone asked me why I use blue. Oh, did I change the title? No, I did not. Shit. 2. There we go. Save the changes. Someone asked me why I use blue. I also think it's better for when I do my coloring because the computer or, you know, the program will know the difference between, you know, the different settings. Let's see, what color is she? She's got kind of tan-ish. Yeah, this is looking real good. I want to put one line here. You've heard of Bush's Chicken Mayo? Good. I just want to see, you know, if it's actual a chain. Because they've been building a lot out here. And it's just like, oh, that's new. I mean, it had a unique, you know how like, well, the building itself had like a place for the logo and the sign, so we were like wondering what the heck that was. Green spots. Put that right there. Put that right there. We've got some golden stuff like this. And I assume that, yeah, the anklet is golden as well. Well, there was a whole episode about the fried chicken in that show. Oh crap! I did wrong. I did bad. Let's see. Yeah, I've colored on the wrong layer. So let's just go back. That's no good. Sonic says, when you color on the wrong layer, that's no good. Although I think there was some techniques for, like, I read a post where you have it's complicated, so it's best just to make sure you don't mix up your layers. But there's a way of getting your line art back if you accidentally color on the wrong layers and stuff. And I guess those are like tusks or something, but I'm just gonna leave them. If they are, they are. That's white. That's white. No good. You had a chicken burger the other day? Oh, that makes sense. They got turkey burgers and veggie burgers and stuff. I was at Sprouts the other day and they had the most delicious looking muffins. I was just sat there and looked at them. I was like, well, it's like 4 in the afternoon, so I'm not going to like buy one muffin. But still, they look good. Oh, what are those? Little socks?
Yeah, I bought me some little socks. They had them on sale for $1.
Really?
$1 a piece.
Yeah, they're all colored. I guess they might be Valentine's Day socks.
I don't know. But anyway, I ran in there to get my medicine.
Uh-huh.
But we'll rest a while and then I'll go up to...
Oh, I can go up. I can go up and get you your pecans.
A sack of pecans.
Do you want me to go to Sam's or Walmart?
Yeah.
I can get you a
sack. You'll pay $6 or $7, $8.
And for a big sack, it'll be.
A big sack of 14, so I've got $20. I'll give you.
I have $20.
All right, get a sack of pecans.
Okay, and maybe I'll get some.
Did I get that last sack at Sam's, or did I get it over at?
I don't know where you got the last sack.
Did I get it at Costco?
No, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't think I was with
they
you.
They were the best pecans, and I don't think they came from Sam's.
No, I think they did come. I don't know. Okay, she's thinking. She's thinking about the taste now, as opposed to.
Pick one where I got enough to make that cake, and that's cut.
Okay.
Then we'll go over, you and I will go over sometime this week over to Walmart.
Well, okay. Well, I can go to Walmart.
I don't mean Walmart. What is that under
Sprouts?
there? Is that dirt stacked over there? It is.
Yeah, I'll sweep it up.
Here.
It's just. Oh boy.
Anyway, I mean, we were going to Costco.
Oh, you get your pecans at Costco?
Huh?
Did you get your pecans at Costco? I thought we got those at like.
Oh no, I got them over there at Costco.
Oh, are you?
Because
Okay.
I didn't get them at Sam's. Remember, I wasn't going to buy them at Sam's.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Oh, well, you can sweep that up to that little super.
Yeah, you've got a little broom.
Anyway,
Yeah. Okay. Well, then I'll go get you enough for the cake, and then.
all right, then when I get up from my nap, I'll make a cake. You know, I don't know what they want, child.
But they want to. Okay.
I don't know if they're just curious as to what's going on since you moved in.
Mm-hmm.
I know they're waiting patiently for me to die, so they can get their money on their hands on this money. Because they're probably hurting. Imagine the house they bought.
Well, I'm sure it's not all that.
Well, you know, if they come right out and say they need money, that could I sell the house? Sure, I'll sell it. I don't want to, but I will.
No, you won't. Mom won't let you. Huh.
Did you say Mom won't let you?
Well, yeah.
Well, your mother has no say so about what I do. I still got all my. I can decide what I'll do.
Mm-hmm.
She may yell and scream.
Oh boy, I opened up a can of worms there.
She would be willing because she don't want to deal with James
Uh-huh.
any more than he wants to deal with her.
Uh-huh.
That's too bad.
Uh-huh.
Step brother and sister.
Yeah. Let's see, what color should I make this? Should I color this? Yeah. Okay, you lie down. Maybe. I like to get her those pecans before she wakes up from the nap. So I'll do the line work, and then we're gonna go and run around. Grandparents are wonderful. They just say whatever comes to their mind, and you can't get mad at them for it. Well, you can. But I don't. Yeah? Okay, hold on. She's calling me. Beg pardon? Okay, pecans and a head of lettuce. See ya, Danny. You be good. Yeah, give me maybe about like 30, 10 more minutes. I don't know. Not 10 more minutes. I like to keep these things small and succinct, but, you know, whatever. Whatever happens, happens. What is that? Why is that color different?
I started not to answer their call back because I thought maybe they were coming today. But he said that they were both taking off work tomorrow. the company, I told them not to, so now they're here this week.
Right.
It's more than just coming to see me,
Okay.
because he's bringing Norma with him. So, we'll wait and see.
Well, maybe, I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. Great. Family shenanigans. More of those. Just what I need. Damn it. Moved everything. Did I ever animate? Yeah, I've animated a few times. Nothing ecstatic. I've done a Two Best Friends short and a short for college and stuff like that. Hide what? Nia, I want the rest of the burrow, but I'm doing something. Thank you. Now it's going to be cold. Cold more than usual. I just wanted to set it out on the counter so I could eat it a little bit later. Could be eating a delicious burro right now, but instead I'm doing commissions and I'm doing a stream. That's called commitment. And that's a joke. KFC shot creators of what? Oh, well, actually Lovecraft grew out of his racism towards the end of his life. He didn't choose to publish he didn't choose to publish the Shadow over Innsmouth because they found that in a drawer. And even he said, and everyone around him said, it reflected his old world views. He, before cancer took him, he was, kind of getting ready to come out of his shell and do some traveling. But, I mean, there's one story where it's just really bad, and it's the Medusa coil, where the big twist is that you find out that the woman is, African American, or just black, and it's like, oh no, she didn't have a tan, she was just black the whole time. It's like that's what that's where it got really bad. But and also there's other stories about finding out characters are related to kind of ape monsters. It's, that's just evolution. Common descendants and whatnot. But, again, like I said, I have to defend Lovecraft. He was a product of his time. And he was on the cusp of growing out of that. And he knew it was wrong because he didn't want to publish, that last story. which wasn't even. I mean, it's a shame because it's actually a good story, and it's just like good spooky story. It's the base for all like weird community stories, which is why it's just good. I mean, there are other stories that he wrote during his lifetime that have kind of let's see, what was I gonna say? Fallen by the wayside, like the Medusa coil. People don't talk about that when they talk about Lovecraft. They always talk about, or what was that? Visions of the Night with the Witch House or something, where the guy he finds a dead alien bone or like a monster skeleton, and he dissolves it with acid. People don't talk about that one either. So yeah, he was this huge xenophobic and racist, but I don't think he was any more xenophobic than anyone else at the time, or for even our time, for example. Yeah, isn't it called the Medusa coil? It's about this woman with really long hair that turned out to be alive. Well, that's not even the biggest twist in the story. I didn't even give you away the biggest twist. There's actually something like really creepy, and it's not the focus of the story. Well, it's still not it. Lovecraft's, like I said, I don't think he was. Even if he was considered more extreme in his time, he still nowhere touches. There's no. He doesn't hold a candle next to the Ender's Tale. Not Ender's Tale. The Ender's guy, who literally wrote a book all about understanding and peace and all that, and then turned around and was like, "Oh no, gay people are weird, gross." I was like, wait, but you wrote a story all about... It's like, no, they're gross. I don't like them. It's like, but you actually wrote a story about universal understanding. No, they're icky. It's like, at least Lovecraft, when he said, oh, I'm writing a story about creepy people, they turned out to be creepy. Even if, even the creepy people in his story were creepy. They were fish people. Which you could say, yes, is an analog for other people if you were prone to that sort of rambling. But on the surface, it is still just a creepy story about what happens when fish mutants take over your town. Howard Lovecraft still wrote about horror and what happened, you should be afraid of everybody, and that's how he felt, and that's, his message. Card, on the other hand, I guess Orson Scott Card, it's like he wrote a story about acceptance and seeing different people in different ways, and then turned around and did that crap. It's just kind of like you're staring at him, like, what? Why? How are you even what you are? I mean, Shadow over Innsmouth, even if H.P. Lovecraft didn't want to print it, it's still like the basis of, like, you know, creepy community stories, like, say, The Wicker Man. Which even then, if you want to get uppity about it, you could say, oh, well, no, this is just about, you know, this is demonizing indigenous traditions and people. So it's like, no, they kill people. It's a creepy community. Now, implying that too as an one-on-one analog with reality, that's where you get dumb, stupid things going on in people's heads. Trump is not Dagon, okay? Dagon I have at least a little bit of respect for. It's like, oh, well, you're like a primal deity and you could easily wipe everything out. And they're like, okay, well, you know, I respect that out of fear. It's like, Trump would be like one of those amorphous blobs that's always reforming and unforming again and again, eating its own offspring and stuff like that. He is the Fool King, or what was that? The dumbstruck king. King in orange. Huh? I don't know. Look at the coffee jar. I'll go get coffee. Okay. Okay, sorry. What else can we do to change the subject? I don't know. I'm almost. Well, how far are we in? No, King in orange. King in orange. I made a joke off the King of Yellow. I know what the King of Yellow is. The King of Yellow creeps the hell out of me. For some reason, Cthulhu doesn't bother me. King in Yellow, for some reason, I just get this idea of I don't know. It's just the idea of this, like, maybe just the yellow and disease and all that stuff. Okay, Titan Dragon, we're okay. Let's change the subject to I've just opened up my Butterfinger and it's got that weird crust at the bottom. Yeah, might as well color all this the same color. Huh. I have the shadow. I have the Call of Cthulhu. I have the Call of Cthulhu card game that I need to get into. I played it once or twice. I got to do a review. How do you draw better? Any advice? Well, first of all, I say, God, I mean, it's always a shame, but yeah, you have to practice. You have to just see some artwork that you like and try to break it down. Always think in terms of form and... Here, let's see if we can actually move this. Maybe a comparison. You know, you see how I've built up all my layers? Even this rough, this is like the second go over the bottom layer. So I'd say always think in terms of just basics. Like, you know, here's the arm, here's that. Think in shapes, think in contours. And yes, I'd say always pick a artist you like and try to break down their style in terms of length, shape, and contours, and even just line style. I would suggest you look at, what was it? Who is it? Let me think. Ben Cadwell. Is it Ben Cadwell? Let me look this up real quick. No. Ben Cadwell is something else. Cadwell. Wait. Ben Cadwell. Art books. Is that right? Yeah, okay, Ben Cadwell. Yeah. I'd say look up fantasy cartooning and action cartooning by one Ben Cadwell. Or just look up Ben Cadwell and look up some of his art. That's the book that I got when I first started to break down styles and everything. He does a real good job at explaining shapes and line of action and other things like that. Hello, Red Walrus. How you doing? So break down what again for art styles? Oh, pardon me. What was it? Shapes, contours, and line quality. And that just means like how, does your artist? I use lines, and I use overlapping. I use overlap to suggest form. Some artists might even just do this. To say, okay, well, you don't need that. You can just like do straight up contours with that. Some artists will have very thick outlines. Very thick. Okay, I got this. Like very thick outlines. And some artists may even like actually build on their outline. Look at that, like that kind of quality. They may actually like build up their line from like shorter streaks, and that offers like I don't know, some sort of and they're not exactly neat, but they create a certain aesthetic that is unique to them. Pardon me. Yeah, I agree with Titan Dragon. I like Neil Gaiman more than those other two. Anyway, let me save this. And where I'm going to stick around for 15 more minutes, I'll probably just be able to finish off coloring the lines, and then we'll do shading next time. Because I'm going to go run up and I'm going to get those pecans that we need so badly. Yeah, that's done. But yeah, just kind of focus on you gotta be perceptive and try to break down what you think makes good art. And even if it's not the same, even if you don't come to the same conclusions, you will stumble upon something that you like, and that's how you'll build up your style. I tried very hard early on to kind of mimic and copy other people's styles, to be kind of a chameleon, which I can sort of do, and it helps when I'm doing title cards to make it look like something like a gag. But you can't always do that, and it gets boring after a while, and people don't really see what you can do. But if you just look and just get excited about something, then try it. Like I'm using this kind of style that I've saw. I've got some references here. I'll put the artist on. Not on, but I'll put a link to his stuff, and it's like, oh yeah. Pecans, head of lettuce, and a coffee. Thank you. Here, I'll write that down right now. I forgot all about the head of lettuce. There we go. Yep, this is looking pretty spiffy. And yeah, and I know practice is just like the go-to, thing to say. But yeah, it's true. My illustration teacher, he basically said, if you're gonna work in this job, if you're gonna have a career doing what you're doing, you need to draw at least 4 hours a day. If that's what you want to do, if you want to be an illustrator, get ready to work at least 4 hours a day on everything. Not everything, not every, not every project, but it means, yeah. And, if you really do have dedication to it, I mean, I've spent whole days just drawing things. Certain projects and such. So it's that 4 hours will be nothing. And that's what he said. He said at least. And now you have, if you're going to do that as your career, which, the old saying, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. Which is sort of true, but sometimes you do work. But it's like a passion project. There's I'm not usually a big Chris Rock fan, but there's one thing he said, and it like really really stuck with me, and it's and like when you have a job, you're always trying to kill time. When you have a career, you're always trying to organize it or something like that. It's he was all like, it's the difference between his mentality when he was scraping fish in the back of a restaurant, or cleaning up and cleaning the dishes in the back of a restaurant, as opposed to when he became a comedian and started going to meetings and everything, working on his bits. He's all like, oh man, I got to get up early and maybe do a little work on this and do a little work on that. A career, you're always trying to manage time. With a job, you can't wait till to clock out. Again, not a huge Chris Rock fan, but that was always just something that struck true with me. And by not a huge Chris Rock fan, I don't mean like I actually hate the stuff he's in. I mean like, it's like, oh yeah, that guy exists from time to time. Like, oh wow, Madagascar movie. Yeah, that's right, he's in that. And I will say I do like streaming because, again, like I said, I have to at least sit for an hour. If I want to make the stream worth for everybody's time, then, at least 1 hour. And here I am working on the second hour. And I probably wouldn't stop. Well, I probably would stop after 2 hours because this stuff gets monotonous for you and me to take a break. But I would probably keep going a little bit longer if I didn't have to go and run around. But that's okay because I can look and see if they got any more of that Valentine's candy left. She loves that stuff, Grandma. I don't want to make it darker. I just want to make it the actual color. Well, maybe that should actually be a different color because the line. Shit, I goofed. Let's see. Here. No. There we go. Darker. It's got to be darker. Hmm. I could probably fix this a little later if I just flatten all the colors after I'm done. But I'm doing this. I think I want... Maybe I'll keep the hair that blue. Who knows? Anyway. See you, Draw Fiend. Be good. Yeah, almost done. Oh. Okay, see you around, Titan Dragon. Be good. I should have separated all of these lines into their own little folder. I should have said, okay, this is going to be the skin, this is going to be the... and I've done that a couple times, but I just, for some reason, I just didn't do it now. I wasn't thinking. Or I was thinking I wasn't going to color the lines for this one. But I ended up doing it anyway. Because I don't think I can quite pull off what I want to pull off. So we're just going to do basic, normal stuff. What color did I make this? Oh, I just made it the regular color of the skin. I guess I could pull that off. Like almost the same color as the skin. No, that's a little too blue. There we go. Perfect. What's that all about? Anyway, okay, we can just deselect that. What was that? On the next episode of Sierra's Extreme 90s Scooby-Doo? What? Oh, yeah. Let's see, take that green, make it a darker green. Yeah, Zombie Island is pretty boss. I will give you that. Scooby-Doo and Zombie Island, that's like, I like really loved that movie. I was like, oh god, this is really good. It had great animation and everything. Kind of got me into Scooby-Doo for a while. I remember after that, they must have known that that was a huge success because, you know, they had other movies and they ran the original series after that, which was also like, I don't know, I didn't get into it too much, but I was like, okay, you know what, I can respect this. Anyway. I was like, oh yeah, this is kind of like, this would be interesting for my parents if they saw this when I was their age. I mean, they were my age. I'd get the same kind of creepy, kooky feelings. Of course, I'd get bored after a while, knowing that it was always just some guy in a mask. Which I've said this before, discussing Scooby-Doo. My Scooby-Doo was those weird movies where like Shaggy would inherit a fortune, but he has to go to like a haunted bayou in the, a haunted plantation and get his, solve puzzles and all that kind of stuff. Or become a werewolf, a reluctant werewolf and all that. And Ghoul School, of course, which could have been a series all on its own. Oh, and Scooby-Doo and the 13 Ghosts. That was actually pretty boss. Do I want to make it darker? Because I do need to shade. Yeah, I guess so. I do need to shade it. Grandma's cooking something. I don't know what it is. Oh, she's making chicken and noodles tonight. Yeah, I'm gonna make this black. I don't know what... I made it blue? What? That's weird. Anyway, let's make this a little darker for when I add more color to it. Let's drop the shading a bit. Yeah, fix this little point right here. No. Oh, gotta unlock it. G. Ah, beautiful. Okay, there we go. And then next time we are going to do some shading. And I may do a little... I'll dedicate the whole video towards doing some little experimental stuff. I don't know. Because again, I kind of like this new shading style. It's almost like a watercolor, which maybe I can't pull off, but who knows. I'm going to save right now. And I'm going to get ready and head to the supermarket. Anyway, thanks again for all of you stopping. No, what's this? No, I don't want to save that. Yeah, Lady H. There we go. Anyway, thanks for all stopping by. I'm going to go get ready, run around. See you later tonight for some more streaming. Who knows? Video game streaming. And we'll probably finish this up tomorrow. Anyway, take care.